The Galactic Academy's xenobiology classroom fell into an uneasy silence. Professors, all their S-12 eyes swept across the diverse array of students. Among them sat Mia Chen, one of only 5 humans enrolled in the prestigious institution. Her dark eyes remained fixed on her datapad, reviewing notes about crystalline base life forms. Completely unaware of the hostile gaze boring into the back of her skull, 3 rows behind her, Krieganax flexed his 4 muscular arms with barely contained aggression. The Vraxian warrior caste member had dominated every combat simulation, every strength test, every physical challenge since arriving at the academy. His species had conquered 47 star systems through sheer martial prowess. The idea that soft, fragile Deathworlders like humans had been accepted into the academy filled him with contempt. Pathetic, Krieganax muttered to his companion, a timid Floxian named Pip. Look at her. No scales. No exoskeleton. No natural weapons. How did such weak creatures even survive long enough to develop space travel? Pip chirped nervously, his translator rendering it as a hesitant warning. The humans. I have heard stories. Perhaps it is unwise to. Stories. Krieganax scoffed, his mandibles clicking with amusement. I have heard them too. Deathworld this. Dangerous gravity that. Propaganda to make up for their obvious physical inadequacies. As professors all their turned to write on the holographic board, Krieganax saw his opportunity. With deliberate malice, he reached forward and shoved Mia's head down, slamming it against her desk with a sickening thud. The classroom gasped collectively. Mia's head snapped back up, her hand instinctively going to her forehead where a red mark was already forming. She turned slowly in her seat, her expression unreadable. Krieganax grinned, displaying rows of serrated teeth. Oops, he said mockingly. Did I hurt the little Deathworlder? Perhaps you should file a complaint with. He never finished the sentence. What happened next occurred in less than 10 seconds. Though witnesses would spend years trying to accurately describe the sequence of events, Mia exploded from her chair with a speed that made Krieganax's eyes widen in genuine shock. Before his warrior reflexes could even engage, her fist connected with his primary breathing orifice with the force of a plasma hammer. The sound was absolutely horrific, a wet crunch that echoed through the suddenly silent classroom. Krieganax had snapped back, blue blood spraying from his shattered breathing apparatus. He stumbled backward, all 4 arms clutching at his ruined face, but Mia was already moving. She pivoted on her heel and delivered a devastating kick to his midsection that bent him double despite his reinforced ribcage. You wanted to see what a Deathworlder can do. Mia's voice was ice-cold, devoid of emotion. Let me educate you. Her elbow came down like a meteor strike on the back of Krieganax's neck. The 8-foot-tall alien warrior crashed to the floor, the impact creating a small crater in the reinforced flooring. Before he could recover, Mia grabbed one of his arms and twisted it at an angle that biology should have made impossible. The sickening pop of dislocating joints filled the air. Krieganax's roar of pain was cut short as Mia's knee found his throat. She leaned down, her face centimeters from his, and spoke in a voice that carried to every corner of the horrified classroom. I grew up at 1.2 times standard galactic gravity. Every single day of my life has been strength training that would hospitalize most species. My bones are denser than titanium alloy. My muscles are packed with more fast-twitch fibers than a Corthian battle beast. And my reaction time. She smiled without humor. Evolution on Earth meant that hesitation equals death. Kevin Martinez, another human student, had half risen from his seat, ready to intervene. But he stopped when he saw the cold calculation in Mia's eyes. He'd seen that look before, in the self-defense training all humans received before being cleared for interstellar travel. She was in complete control. Professors Alder finally recovered from his shock. Miss Chen, that is quite enough. Mia released Krieganax immediately and stood up, straightening her uniform. The Vraxian warrior remained on the floor, 3 of his 4 arms bent at unnatural angles, his face a ruined mess of broken chitin and bleeding tissue. His prestigious warrior caste pride had evaporated, replaced by genuine terror as he looked up at the small human female who had just dismantled him like he was made of paper. He struck me first. Professor, Mia said calmly, returning to her seat. I was merely defending myself. Academy regulation for 7C clearly states that students have the right to respond to physical assault with appropriate force. Appropriate. Squeaked a Methelian student. You destroyed his face. Mia shrug. He'll regenerate. Varaxians have remarkable healing capabilities. I made sure not to cause any permanent damage. She paused, her eyes scanning the classroom. Unlike what would have happened if he'd tried that with Kevin over there. Kevin nodded seriously from across the room. She went easy on him. I would have broken all 4 arms. The shocked silence that followed was broken only by Krieganax's whimpering as medical drones finally arrived. As they loaded him onto an emergency stretcher, Mia calmly returned to her notes on crystalline base life forms. As if nothing had happened, Professor Alder cleared his throat, all 12 eyes blinking in sequence. Class ... dismissed. Early. As students filed out in stunned silence, whispers spreading like wildfire through the corridors. One thing became abundantly clear. The humans weren't at the Galactic Academy despite coming from a death world. They were there because of it. And Krieganax had just learned why you never, ever picked a fight with someone whose entire evolutionary history was written in survival, adaptation, and the kind of violence that made the universe's warriors look like children playing at war. Mia gathered her things, completely unbothered, while somewhere in the medical wing, alien surgeons struggled to reconstruct a face that had met the unforgiving reality of Earth's gift to the galaxy. Humans who had earned their place among the stars the hard way. 10 seconds. That's all it had taken to teach the universe a lesson it wouldn't soon forget.